Shawnee Mission engineering students put their projects to the test in a metro-wide competition. The Nelson Atkins Museum of Art now has a new edition on loan from Shawnee Mission. The district honors its MVPs and hopes more will step up to the plate to volunteer. And Tomahawk Elementary celebrates 60 years. It's all ahead on this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Welcome to Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. I'm your host, Neal. Recently, students enrolled in Shawnee Mission's Project Lead the Way engineering program had an opportunity to share their senior capstone projects with the community. Project Lead the Way students from across the metro area brought their best ideas to Union Station.
This is the engineering showcase, so we're all, with our final projects, it's the end process of displaying them, and investors are coming around and checking out our designs and just we're showing them what we've made for this year, what we've created.
The process is they begin by deciding on a problem that they hate it when such and such happens. They work in a team. They brainstorm multiple solutions. They research other patents, ways that other people have solved the problem in the past. And then they're going to come up with a new innovation, even maybe an invention, to solve what they see as a big problem.
Our project is redesigning the step stool. So we wanted to make something collapsible that would be more convenient for use and user-friendly. And so we made it kind of like a car jack so that it extends to different heights and also compresses to a small size and will be usable.
A lot of people will ask, like, why don't you bring the crisps to your hand? And I say, why not bring your hand to the crisps?
For Parker and Daniel, it was how to solve the pesky problem when your hand can't reach the chips at the bottom of a Pringles can.
What we ended up doing is we came up with a design that you would have a perforated Pringles can, similar to a mozzarella box or a pizza box, except it's all the way around. So when you eat the Pringles, you get down to a certain level and you go from this to this. Daniel and I, we like to say with this project, it's just simply put two teenage kids where imagination meets innovation.
Our project is basically an attachment that goes on top of a tent. The rainwater rushes down the side of the tent and into a funnel that we printed off on the 3D printer. The 3D printer is something we have in the engineering room. It prints off anything that you can create on this software called Inventor. It prints it off in plastic, but it can print 3D, so you're able to create things. We actually created these things on the 3D printer as well. They are what is helping hold our demonstration scale model tent together.
So what you do is you hook this onto the zipper and it can connect to any type of zipper or zipper loop.
Jess and Morgan's Back Me Up offers a way to zip back zippers more easily.
This design is for women who have dresses that need to zip it up from behind. So it was just to make it a little bit easier, so if they cannot reach all the way, or if they have arthritis, they'd still be able to zip the zipper up independently.
We've been in engineering classes all 4 years, and it's pretty awesome, in my opinion, that we can get an early start into engineering and the engineering process.
It's good to get the students interested in engineering, and it also helps us see what we might be able to do out on the fields, which is what I like, so I can know if this is a career that I want to pursue or if it's just something that I want to do in high school and maybe try something else. But it's a lot of fun.
It's just a good place for a student to think outside of the box, and they can make a mistake in a safe environment and learn from it.
Colleges who see students go through Project Lead the Way love their students. They love Project Lead the Way students because their success rate is very high. There's a huge demand for engineers. Currently, even that's kind of one of the reasons we're trying to pull in women to the workforce. There's about anywhere from 12 to 18% of the engineering force is women. We believe that there are more women who would go into engineering if they had the opportunities and maybe some invitations.
I think it's great. I think it kind of helped me decide where I wanted to go to school and what I wanted to do. And this helped me kind of figure out that engineering is something I want to do and get some more knowledge on how to go about doing that.
It really gets you ready for a real world situation when you leave high school and college, and it really gives you a head start and just kind of a basic knowledge of what to expect and what to understand. And it really prepares you for the future.
At the end of the competition, Shawnee Mission's James Onnen and Emily Niederbremer were recognized in the top 10 for their invention, which was a revolving shelf design. Raz Loback and Matt Ely also won second-place honors in the Inventors Design Viability Competition for a guitar vibrato design. Up next, find out how some Shawnee Mission students' woodworking projects will end up in the hands of U.S. troops. And a famous painting given to Shawnee Mission North now has a new home.
My name is Maureen.
My name is Julia.
We are from Ray Marsh Elementary School and read Summer of the Gypsy Moths by Sarah Pennypacker. It is the entertaining story of 11-year-old Stella, who lives with her great Aunt Louise but misses her unreliable mom.
Aunt Louise lives on Cape Cod, but Stella hopes her mom comes back, settles in, and lives with them.
Then, Aunt Louise brings in a foster care girl named Angel to keep Stella company.
The problem is the two girls live together, but they don't get along and will never be friends.
Suddenly, one morning, Aunt Louise passes away. They decide not to tell anyone.
Now they have to depend on one another to survive and trust each other to keep the biggest secret ever.
We rate this book 4 out of 5 stars for its entertaining storyline about surviving without an adult. Read it!
Welcome back. A Shawnee Mission North treasure is now on display for the entire community to enjoy. Here's a look at the unveiling of the Thomas Hart Benton painting, Utah Highlands, at the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art.
As you know, a few weeks or months ago, there was an article in the press about a Benton painting that seemed to be missing and a big scandal. And there was no scandal. It was the fact that a great painting that had been given to Shawnee Mission District was being taken care of in a very good, secure way.
Everybody loves a mystery. And so when it wasn't readily attainable and we couldn't come out and tell everybody, they didn't stop to think that by telling everybody it created a huge security risk for the painting, but more importantly to me, it created a huge security risk for the kids. So we called the Nelson Atkins, and they were very interested in exhibiting it here.
Hanging on our walls, Utah Highlands will be enjoyed by hundreds of thousands of visitors. And I think you'll understand that by moving it into the museum, much as we are delighted that all the Shawnee Mission students will see it, and there's generations that have seen it in the past, we hope that many more thousands will see it beyond those walls here.
There are some things that we do that are difficult, and there are some that are easy. And the opportunity to partner with Nelson Atkins with this painting is one of those things that's easy. It really should be at the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art because we take care of kids, they take care of art, as was stated, and that's exactly correct. So what a wonderful opportunity for us in the Shawnee Mission School District to be a part of this partnership.
1957 was a great year. We all gave some money toward the painting, and it was bought, and it's now in a safe place at the Nelson.
It means a lot because I grew up coming here all the time, and as a teenager, I've always loved art. So the Nelson Museum is very important to me, and the fact that it's here is fabulous.
We personally are interested in all acquisitions of the Nelson because we're interested in the art in our city.
You know, there's so much to see here in the gallery, and we're so lucky to have this here in Kansas City. Hopefully, as I was inspired by the Nelson, other youngsters can come and see this painting and also be inspired and lifted up and go on to lead better lives through appreciation of art.
Utah Highlands is on display in the Enid and Crosby Kemper Rotunda in the museum's American Wing. In October, it will be part of a major exhibition at the Nelson called American Epics, Thomas Hart Benton and Hollywood. Right now, a member of the U.S. military could be using a pen made by a student at Indian Hills Middle School. It's all part of the Freedom Pen Project. Woodworking students in Bill Goodson's class are on special assignment.
I made a pen, and this one I chose gold for it, for the metal pieces. And where you start out with like a block piece of wood, and then you take it, put it on the lathe, turn it, take the tools, and you get it down to where it's circular like this.
Emily and her classmates are crafting handmade wooden pens, but not just for themselves.
The Freedom Pens go to the troops. We make a deal with the kids. They make a pen for themselves, so they have to make one for the troops.
Penn State Industries started the program to show appreciation and support for Americans serving overseas.
It seems like we make a lot of stuff, but we never give a lot out. So this way, we give to troops and we never see them, so we don't know who gets it or where they go.
The Shawnee Mission Education Foundation helped kickstart Indian Hills' involvement. Some of the grant money was used to purchase a new lathe.
Well, making the pen, I learned how to use a lathe, which is pretty cool because I know that my grandpa has one in the shop.
Goodson says the project is about more than learning new skills. It's also about giving back.
Kids take some pride in it because it's like, oh, this is a better pen. I want this one to go to the troops. So it's a good deal.
I just felt like they do so much for us, you know. I just feel like to give back, and you know, if I'm gonna make a pen for someone, why not make a couple for some troops and stuff, and just give them a little present.
My parents were both in the military. My mom was the Navy, and my dad was in the Air Force. So it's just another way to say thank you.
It seems like a very nice thing to do. You know, they're out there putting their lives on the line for our freedom and for us. And it's just a way to say thank you to them. And a handmade pen can be really nice.
Goodson says some students enjoy the project so much that they end up making 10 or 11 pens for the troops. Coming up, Shawnee Mission Culinary students get real-life lessons in farm-to-table cuisine. Plus, the district celebrates its volunteers when Spotlight on Shawnee Mission returns. Welcome back. You could say that the district's award-winning culinary arts signature program is a growing endeavor. Check out the success students are having with their newest addition, the Broadmoor Urban Farm.
Good morning. Welcome to Broadmoor Urban Farm. This morning we're celebrating our partnership with the Bristol. This year we are building on our success from last year. That would not be possible without community partnerships.
Thanks, Bob. Just on behalf of the Bristol and the Houlihan's Restaurant Group, we look forward to another good year, and we enjoyed great success with such a good program and the farm. And it's something, you know, as a chef, it's very important to us to help the community and learn about food and teach our people as much as we can about the hard work that they put into it, and you know what good food really is all about. And you know, we appreciate everything that you guys have done, all the hard work, and we love the farm and what it produces.
through the leadership of Chef Bob and Chef Justin, they've been able to be instrumental in working with our students to create a farm-to-table concept, and they've provided a great understanding of sustainability. And imagine that over 2,500 pounds of produce went from this garden last year to the Bristol for marketing last year. So that's a tremendous partnership, so thank you.
On behalf of the Bristol and the Houlihan's Restaurant Group, we present you with the biggest check you've probably seen.
Yes,
So,
no doubt, yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody and for your hard work. So.
Thank you.
We were just really celebrating the hard work that Bob and Justin, really all the kids have done. You know, being a chef in a such a big restaurant, and really an iconic restaurant throughout the town for years. I really have a passion for the people that work hard behind the scenes. I really love, farm-to-table food, and it does taste better, and it's more importantly, we really know about where it's coming from and who's doing it. So that in itself is priceless at sometimes.
This event is all about bringing the community together and planting and learning the valuable characteristics of fresh fruits and vegetables and how to use them by preserving, canning, jarring. The check was for giving us a head start on everything that we need to be able to be successful in this garden and to give to the community. Like we give vegetables to a ton of the elementary schools around here, and like in the restaurant, people come and eat it. They like fresh stuff. They don't want genetically modified vegetables and fruits. They want the real stuff, and that's what we give them.
Last year, we harvested 9,000 pounds of vegetables. About 3,000 of that went to the Bristol. 6,000 actually went into our classes and within the district in cafeterias. Some of those items were there. A lot of it was processed and went to the farmers market. Having the Bristol as a partner for that product to go out to them, I'm just thankful for their vision and their passion for fresh food and farm to plate as much as it's our passion as well.
To learn more about Broadmoor Urban Farm, visit the website broadmoorbistro.smsd.org and click on the Urban Farm link at the top. Volunteers can make an enormous difference in students' lives. Shawnee Mission's volunteers are part of the My Volunteer Pal program, and recently the district took time to thank these very special MVPs.
Thank you for your gift of time. Your gift of time to our students is not something we can purchase. There isn't any amount of money that can purchase your gift of time for our kids.
More than 400 volunteers give their time to the district, including Lynne Eisman, who works with Patrick.
Patrick and I have been visiting this year, and we play a lot of loud games, don't we?
Yeah.
What do we play?
Electronic battleship, yeah.
Well, I saw on the website, that's how my husband and I got involved with the MVP program 2 years ago, and we know that there's a need in the district. We have a good time. We play games and talk and just hang out.
It's fun. Someone to talk to if you have a problem during the week.
The needs of young people today are increasing in relation to their lack of that great connection with an adult.
This year, special recognition was given to MVP Bill Story, who's celebrating more than 2 decades of volunteer service in Shawnee Mission.
Thank you to all 400 of you. And I know that some of you are retired teachers that just had to get their fix with kids to come back and volunteer again. Mr. Story, who's done it for 23 years. I can't even believe that. He was telling me that earlier.
I started in 1991 at Trailwood. I enjoy it. Gives me something to do during the week.
So at this time, we would invite those volunteers to come forward to receive a certificate of appreciation as I call your name.
I started MVP about 5 years ago. I try to help where I can. Sometimes it's tutoring, and sometimes it's listening, and sometimes it's encouraging. I always try to be there, consistently there, and I think as much time as we can give to these kids at that age, it's a positive thing, and it just keeps them on the right track.
After his positive experiences as an MVP, Nitch encouraged his wife Susan to get involved.
It makes you feel good when you volunteer. It gives you a feeling of accomplishment, and you've helped in some small way.
And Nitch hopes others will step up to the plate and volunteer too.
Well, I'd strongly recommend do it, and if everybody can do 1 hour a week on every one of our kids, that would really take us further.
We always have a need for volunteers. We consistently have students on the wait list waiting for a mentor or some kind of tutor. To volunteer, we have 3 simple steps. We first complete an online application and attend a training at one of our schools or at the administrative building, and then do a fingerprint screening.
And if you're in our schools, you know that Shawnee Mission over the last 20 years, 10 years, 5 years has changed a lot. We have lots of kids with lots of needs, and I want you guys to know, and I don't say this lightly, you are changing the lives of kids.
To learn more about becoming a Shawnee Mission MVP, go to smsd.org and look for the volunteering link under the Community tab. Up next, a bus driver goes above and beyond to encourage some special students. And Tomahawk Elementary looks back at 6 decades of educating students.
Hello, my name is Ola Washington and I go to Zila Elementary, and I read the book Ungifted by Gordon Corman. Have you ever felt ungifted? Then you have met Donovan Curtis. He is truly ungifted. One day he is being a fool and goes out of detention, sneaks to a game, and hits the Statue of Atlas, making the world come crashing down. This makes him go to the Academy for scholastic distinction. Will he fit in? You will have to wait and see. This book is about proms, robots, and IQs. I rate this book 4 out of 5 stars for the entertainment and how well organized it is. I encourage you to read this book.
Welcome back. Most students get encouragement from family and friends. Others get it from teachers or coaches. But a couple of Shawnee Mission West students found their support in a woman who felt driven to help them excel.
Arlene is one of our bus drivers, and she has become very personable, but she takes that extra step to really get to know her students. She's just one of those people that is a great listener and gives encouragement to those students who are struggling with whatever's going on in their daily lives.
I just had a couple of girls on my senior high bus that were getting ready to graduate this year, and they had touched my heart through the 3 years that I've driven for them, and I wanted to do something special to let them know how much I cared.
Arlene is my bus driver, and she gave me this wonderful notebook for graduation that she actually sewed in, and it actually has a message in it.
I just basically told them some grandmotherly things, that they're special and that they have the potential to make a difference in other people's lives, and to not fear failure in the future, because we all have it, and failure can be our best teacher sometimes.
I cried right away because, every morning I would get on and she always said good morning and always told me to have a good night every single time I got off. It was just really nice to have someone that cared.
I feel that I'm just not a kind of person who would receive something like that. I feel very special, and that someone would actually take time to do that for me.
I just really feel like,
kids need all the help they can get. Life's not going to always be perfect, but it's, you know, you can come out the other end a better person, and you have influence over other people by what you say and do, so that they would realize that they are important, that, you know, they're loved no matter what.
A special anniversary prompts a bit of time travel for students at Tomahawk Elementary. To mark the school's 60th birthday, each grade took on a different historical challenge.
My best memories of Tomahawk was my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Owens.
Using technology to store memories from the past for people in the future, this was just one of the ways that the Tomahawk Tigers helped celebrate 6 decades of educating students at an open house.
I'm interviewing people. They're saying like how long they went here, and then their best memory, and if they ever got in trouble.
Going to Wildwood, I think that was really fun. And then, did I ever get in trouble?
These digital memories will become part of a time capsule that the 6th graders are assembling for their part of the anniversary project. But before they could begin adding items, students used their iPads for a little time capsule research.
With the time capsule, there was a lot, because we looked at other people's time capsules and things that survived and things that didn't survive, and what did they need to do to make sure that the things survived.
One thing the students found is that regular paper disintegrates too quickly, so for written memories, they got some special paper designed to stand the test of time. They're also putting in lots of other items to give a glimpse into life at Tomahawk in 2015.
Then we had a lot of the kids in the school, they did a little survey, favorite songs, favorite restaurants and stuff, and so we made a notebook of those using the special paper. They're really excited. I mean, they all want to come back when we dig it up or when we unveil it. I told them probably 50 years, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if that actually happens. That'll be kind of cool.
For their part in the 60th birthday open house, students in 1st grade collected old photos and put together a display showing what Tomahawk looked like when it first opened in 1955. When it came to the 4th graders' contribution, you might say it was a bit of a mystery. Each student was given a bottle that had been unearthed during school construction to investigate.
We said like old vintage bottles, and then we'd say old vintage and then the name of the bottle. And like you can see on some of these, they have words on the sides and the front, and then we just like search that.
First, these detectives made thorough notes of any identifying features on the bottles, and then it was time to use their iPads for some internet research. Matthew's teacher, Linda Potter, says the project not only helped students practice reading for information, but it also taught the importance of trying a variety of approaches when conducting research.
Every other little bit of what you found out about it, you'd be like, huh. You never knew that you'd have an opportunity to like find out about all of this stuff.
As part of the school's open house, guests and students also got to enjoy an art display featuring colorful works from current Tomahawk Tigers. In the 5th grade, students began their project with a penny.
Each person picked a penny from a bag. And whatever year we got, we would have to search a year on different websites that they gave us. And we would have to get facts for those websites about just the year. We would get facts, 10 facts about the year, and then what happened at Tomahawk during that year.
It was pretty cool because they take a basic lesson plan and they amplify it using the technologies.
We had a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and I think the kids learned a ton, so it was really kind of interesting.
I met a woman actually that was one of the first Tomahawkers, and this was a couple of years ago when I met her, and it was really interesting to see how much she loved her school, you know, and like Tomahawk is a big family. It's really a nice school.
Congratulations, Tigers! What a great way to mark the first 60 years at Tomahawk. That's all the time we have for this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Join us again as we continue to feature the programs and people of Shawnee Mission who are helping guide students to success. Thank you for watching.